What's up, Truth Seekers? It's Frank the Truth Tank here. I haven't done a video in a long time saying hello to the Truth Seekers. Yeah, it's been a while. I've been busy with a lot of stuff, been working a lot, trying to keep up with the grind, you know. Everybody's keeping up with the grind these days. Got a lot of stuff going on at work. It's a big mess. I mean, nothing I'm worried about. It's just that, you know, ever since this year started, and he got the Trump in office, you know, he's been he kind of slowed down our business a little bit, and you know, with all the terror bullshit going on, well, that kind of affected my work. And I've been in the steel business for, this will be my 11th year, 11 years of all numbers, 11, master number 11. So, you know, besides that, you know, he's affecting everything. You know, and you got these, you know, right-wingers and these so-called Christians that love the guy so much. He's doing a lot of damage, and I don't know why you guys can't see that. He was put in there for a reason, and he's trying to get that, you know, try to fulfill that 2030 agenda. You know, his buddy Klaus Schwab, that's now resigned. He was part of the World Economic Forum. His buddy, the Jesuit, Klaus Schwab, what did he say in 2020? He said, "You're gonna, by 2030, you're not gonna have anything. You're gonna own nothing and be happy." Those were his words. You're gonna own nothing and be happy. And that's Donald Trump's buddy, the Jesuit. He was over there. He was over at the World Economic Forum the same day coronavirus landed in the U.S., right outside of mainland China. I'll never forget it. My buddy Zach did a video on it. It was unbelievable. Him shaking hands with all the world leaders, with all the banksters, all his buddies, the bankers. And what did Trump say? What was his lines that he said? Yeah, he said something about, I forgot what it was. I forgot the exact words. I gotta go back and look. But it was like those words, if you think about what he said, I'm like, really? And you know, all these fuckers do everything in secret. You know, they love coding their messages. And you know what? People in Gematria, we understand what the hell they're talking about. They love their numbers. They love their rituals. You know, people that can't grasp that. I don't know what to tell you. So, camera's all fucked up. But yeah, I mean. So yeah, I mean, him being in office kind of put a lot of burden on my company. Just put it this way, during the so-called coronavirus, we were busy during that time compared to now. Now you think about that. We were busy during that time when all that shit was going on compared to now. And plus, you know, we got some stuff going on, you know, some mechanical stuff going on, but still, you know, even before that, things weren't popping the way they were. It slowed up a little bit. But, you know, some people won't understand it because they're not in my shoes. They're not my type of business. You know, Trump's a union killer, man. I don't give a shit what anybody says. His goal his goal wants every state to be a right-to-work state. Do you think that's right? Absolutely not. He tried doing that the first time around with his buddy Pence in there as the vice president. You know, Mike Pence is from Indiana, another right-to-work state. You know, yeah, go look it up. I'm not going to lie to you. But besides that, you know, all the other distractions going on. Ever since Donald Trump got in office, way before he ran for president, he's been a distraction ever since. You know, I don't know how people can't see that. I'll never forget. There's a CNN article out there. I'll never forget this. It's one of my favorites, but it's kind of pathetic. By Donald Trump. He told a little boy on his campaign trail before his first selection. I don't even call them elections. They're called selections. These people are selected way before in advance. You know. I remember him telling a little boy on a helicopter that he was Batman on a helicopter. I'll never forget that. Telling a little boy. I mean, Trump actually thinks he's Bruce Wayne. He thinks he's Bruce Wayne from Batman. That's how much of an ego that guy's got. You know, and MAGA runs on the highest degree of the Church of Satan. People can't figure that one out either because they don't look into the Church of Satan. You know, it's right on their website. They don't hide it. The highest degree of Satanism in the Church of Satan is called MAGA. Now, that's a fact. You know, you can argue with me all you want. And in that organization, founded by Anton LaVey, and Anton LaVey, one of his doctrines that he was teaching to people in that organization was they think, you know, they don't believe in the actual devil. They actually think he's an adversary. And all about the Church of Satan, it's all about self-worship. And think about who worships themselves the most. You know, the clown in the office. So, but you know, I know people that voted for him, and I mean, I'm not a left winger either. I mean, I think both parties are disgusting. They're very divisive, and people need to get away from that shit. You know, they're making you choose sides. You know, it's a bunch of trash. It is. It's garbage. If you're invested in both of these parties, I don't know, man. You're not gonna wake up, man. Those day-live glasses, you're never gonna put them on, and you're just gonna be lost. I mean, you can't see through the bullshit. I lived through all this bullshit all my life, even when Bill Clinton was in office. What was the distraction back then? Getting a blowjob from Monica Lewinsky. I mean, that was the whole scandal going on. And then you got Papa Bush in there. Well, I lived through Papa Bush. I was in grade school. I was in grade school with Papa Bush and Bill Clinton. But I remember the Persian Gulf War. I remember all that crap. The first round of going into Iraq and not Afghanistan, but Iraq. You know, that was all BS. You know, he didn't. You know, George H.W. Bush didn't finish the job, so 11 years later, his son became president, and he tried doing the job, and then he couldn't do it, and then Obama was in there, and then they so-called got Obama in 2011. Talk about symbolic. So, I don't know why people just can't figure it out. These people do number rituals, and They do symbology all the time, and they just can't put two and two together. You know, I was already into numerology way before I found Zach's work. Zachary K. Upper was doing the sports and how they were rigging the sports games, and it was undeniable. Unreal what they do with the sports games, and I don't know why people can't figure that one out. You know, 9/11, Patriot Act, Patriots got the flag on their helmet right after 9/11. I mean, come on. When I first heard that, my mind was blown, and it just goes on and on and on. I think one of the all-time greatest calls of all time that Zach made was LeBron winning on the real King James birthday, June 19th. That was amazing. You know, they call LeBron James King James Bible. It's just, and he wins it on the real King James birthday. I mean, unbelievable, undeniable knowledge when it comes to the gematria in sports and how they rig these games. It's unprecedented. These people are. I'm going to tell you, the Jesuits they're fucking clever, man. They are clever beings, whatever you want to call them. They're, man. I just don't. It's unbelievable what they do. It's kind of admirable. I mean, I'm not saying I want to, but it's just what they do is just it's crazy, and people just can't get it. They can't grasp it. They always script the news with the news, the politics, and the sports games. They always have a connection. The NFL, they always pay tribute to history. You know, the NFL was born on the Constitution's birthday. So, you know, they're going to pay tribute to history. They always do. Always. And they're still scripting games around Tom Brady, and he's not even in the league anymore. You know, he's announcing, but they still pay tribute. They do it in the NBA as well. They're always paying tribute to MJ. Every February in the NBA, they always pay tribute to Michael Jordan. Always. Now they do it around Kobe now, but I remember a couple years ago, the Bulls went on a 23-game winning streak, and it ended right after MJ's birthday. His birthday's February 17th. I'll never forget that. My buddy Brian was on that. I'm like, he was telling me about it. He was like, man, you're going to stop at 23 because, you know, he wore the number 23. And that's how they do shit. And people can't catch on. They can't catch on to these riddles. These rig sports. You know, they do it all the time. You got to pay attention to it. Now that Kobe's gone, or I don't even know if he's gone, but they always pay dividends to him. They sync Kobe Bryant up with the Super Bowl. His favorite team's the Eagles. It's like a cross. They do the cross-tread sports all the time too. College, the pro sports, they intertwine and they do these rituals nonstop, year after year. It's just you got to pay attention and you got to watch what's going on. A lot of people just don't care. They don't care about truth. They don't care about knowledge. You know, they're always paying tribute to the Bible, ripping verses out of the Bible, and, you know, playing God with people. It's another thing people can't catch. They can't latch on to. But that's what the occult does. They are demented, they're twisted. And these people run the world. What can I say? They're smart and they're demented at the same time. And they know society's inept. They know society's not that smart. That's why they keep doing what they're doing. And they ritually sacrifice people. That's an ongoing thing. You know, you got October 9th coming up. It's the kill day. Every month there's a kill day that pops around with the 44-64 date numerology. The word kill equals 44 and 64. The last time the kill day happened was on September 10th. And look what was in the news. You know, the Utah thing. I'm not going to even say his name, because if you mention his name, you might get a strike on your channel, but that's how sensitive it is. The Charlie K thing. You know, that was the kill date. September 10th. It was a 44 date numerology. 44 and 64 date numerology. Yeah, every month that shit comes around. I mean, I hope not. I hope nothing happens, but they do shit like this. It doesn't surprise me. Nothing surprises me anymore. Sorry, truth seekers. I'm trying to pay attention here. I don't know why there's a lot of traffic out at this time. It's almost midnight. I live in Chicago, so it's like one of those cities that don't sleep. So it's just, and plus with all the crap going on here, all the bullshit. So it's a lot of uncertainty here, a lot of bullshit, a lot of psyops going on. It's just trash. Try not to get caught up into it. It's just, you know, it is what it is, man. Until people get off their ass and start doing something, ain't nothing gonna change. So, waiting for the latest Bears game, the latest Cubs game that's gonna happen. And it's just people don't give a fuck about what's going on, you know. People are too busy investing in the bullshit, waiting for saviors to come out of the sky. Oh, jeez. That drives me nuts. Alright, true seekers. Well, I wanted to keep this short and sweet. Just wanted to hop on here and make a video and say what's up. It's been a while. Alright, peace.